Hello, everyone. My name is Faris Kawar. I'm the Sustainability Manager here at Santa Monica College, and I'm here with Carla. You want to introduce
Hi.
yourself?
Yeah, hi. My name is Carla Clare. I'm this year's Director of Sustainability for AS.
And so you guys are all in the sustainability presentation. I am going to really kind of give you an overview of what SMC does for sustainability, all the different ways that sustainability is found throughout the campus. And then we're going to take your questions. I hope you have a lot of questions for us because we'd love to see people getting involved on campus in any way that you can. First of all, I'm going to show you guys a quick video that some students did on sustainability throughout the campus. But what I want you to see is that we are doing things in every area. Like sustainability impacts everything that we do, right? It's not just about, having renewable energy and, saving some water, by tearing out lawns. It is in everything, every class that we teach. It's in every building, the way we get to campus, the things that we buy to fill the classrooms, the way we build our buildings. So it's really difficult to really be a totally sustainable campus. And we have a very small sustainability department. It's pretty much just me, and I have one assistant, and then it's all students. And thankfully, we have a director of sustainability at the associated student level, which is really important because he or she is looking at the big AS budget that is spent every year. And they look at how is that being spent and how could we better ensure that it is being spent properly. And so we have Carla this year, which is awesome. But we've had that position for at least 8 years or so. But everything else is through student workers, student volunteers, club members. Really, it's a lot of volunteer work, and we would love to invite you guys in to the fold, to get involved in the clubs, to get involved through maybe a job working with us, to really put into action what you're learning in the classroom. So I'm going to show you guys a quick video. Let me share my screen real quick, and it's just a 3-minute video, but it'll give you a little feel for what our how sustainability permeates through campus. And Carla, are you able to see this?
Yes, I am.
SMC has been the greenest community in the nation for many years. Sustainability has been woven into every area from curriculum to facilities to student life. Students can earn associate degrees in environmental studies and environmental science. There are dozens of courses that focus on sustainability, and most departments incorporate environmental issues in some way so students of all majors understand how it relates to their field. Certificates that lead to employment can be earned in recycling, energy efficiency, and solar installation for those interested in working in the green economy. Each year, more than 600 students take a semester-long Green Living workshop that is offered as extra credit by many faculty. They learn how to dramatically reduce their personal footprint in energy, water, waste, transportation, chemicals, shopping, and food. SMC has shown its dedication to sustainability in many other ways too. The President has signed a public commitment to reducing greenhouse gases. We have a full-time sustainability manager, and the associated students have a student director of sustainability. The Academic Senate's Environmental Affairs Committee, as well as the Transportation Task Force, meet regularly to discuss ways to improve sustainability in the areas of curriculum and transportation. For more than 20 years, the Center for Environmental and Urban Studies has been a living lab, an information and research center for students, faculty, and the surrounding community. 5 student clubs are run from this center, including Eco Action, Plastic Free SMC, Club Grow, Care Club, and Bike Club. These clubs organize events such as Earth Week, Bike Month, and Coastal Cleanup Day, that include film screenings, expert speakers, debates, DIY workshops, discussion panels, and many opportunities for community service with local organizations. 70% of SMC students choose from the many alternative transportation options made available to students and faculty. They ride the Big Blue Bus for free, and the Metro Expo Line station is only a 10-minute walk from campus. SMC is surrounded by safe bike lanes and was awarded Bike Friendly University Bronze Level in 2014 for the plentiful, safe bike parking, free repair services, DIY repair stations, and Breeze Bike Share, which is discounted for students. In addition, Zipcar and Wavecar are both located at the main campus to use when needed, and anyone who wants transportation suggestions or a carpool match can use CorsairCommute.com for personalized trip planning. Sustainable features can be found all over campus. An organic learning garden with 24 plots, a composting system that uses 400,000 worms to digest cafeteria food scraps into nutritious soil for our landscaping. Custodians use non-toxic cleaners. All new buildings are LEED certified. Solar panels adorn the roofs. Rain is collected in giant cisterns under the quad and around campus. Recycling is picked up and sorted by students. And large events are required to be zero waste. EV charging stations are in the garages, and water bottle filling stations are in each building. These campus-wide features make our facilities effective teaching tools that express our educational values and commitment to environmental excellence.
All right. So that kind of just gives you a little bit of flavor for what we do and how sustainability is just in everything. Hold on, let me close that. Thank you. All right. So I think it's gives you a good overview. And what I want to do is really kind of talk through all the little things that we do, but I really want to get your questions as well. I would love to hear from you guys and what you're hoping to do, what just whatever comes up for you. Feel free to ask in our chat session here under discussion. I am going to put my email address in here so that you guys have my address to email me after this is over. Please keep it. And also our website. If you go to smc.edu/sustainability, that is our website that has all sorts of videos, information about events, clubs. It's just everything. And explore that. That'll give you a lot more information that I may miss in this 45-minute session. So as we're chatting, I'm going to put in my email address, and it's just Kawar_Ferris. And they do everything backwards here, so it makes it super confusing. But that is, here I'll put in contact Ferris at, and then our website. So we have also a bunch of videos that I had put in the content session over here that kind of showed what Earth Week looks like, what Bike Month looks like, things that the Organic Learning Garden do, our beach cleanups, just so you kind of had an idea. And maybe I'll play a couple of those. But I just wanted to, make sure that you guys knew that we have a center, an environmental center. We've had it on campus for 25 years, and it's on Pearl Street. And it is a really interesting place to come and visit. I have about 14 student workers who work out of there. And it is an interesting place because about 10 years ago, we got some grant funding to upgrade it and make it an eco office. So everything about it is an example of how an office should run and be built. It is, pretty much zero waste. uses almost no electricity, almost no water, uses zero natural gas. It has really interesting furnishings, like our floors are made from cork, carpets are made from plastic water bottles, and we have our walls are insulated with things like blue jeans, scraps of blue jeans that have been blown into the walls. We have things like desks that are made from an agricultural waste. It's actually sunflower seeds, the shells that were saved from the landfill and turned into beautiful desks. So it's a really great way to see what are the opportunities that we could be using to, to fill our homes and our offices, to really, to reduce our energy use, reduce our waste. And really, I know that things are overwhelming. When we look at the state of the world, it feels like, oh my God, we need to invent so many things to get ourselves out of this hole and to save our species. And in fact, we don't have to invent very much. It's already there. Most of the technologies that we need are already on the shelf now and have been used for decades, but not used enough. And so it's our job to really, demonstrate how an office should be run, how and get people to translate this into their own lives and into their own careers. I do about, 1,500 students tour our office every year so that they can get an idea of, what an efficient building should look like. And I'm always trying to get students who are not sustainably minded. I figure most of you who are, checking in today, there's last I looked, about 40, 50 people who've checked in. You guys are all here because you saw sustainability. That looks interesting. I'm already interested in it. But we need every student who comes through our college to understand the impact that they're going to have on the world in their careers, because everything that we do has an impact. And it's important that we know our personal impacts and the better choices we can be making. But it's even more impactful when we go to work and we make decisions for a large company, and we're making purchasing decisions, we're making branding decisions or product design decisions. And if we don't understand how things are interconnected, how important it is to spend those corporate dollars on the companies that are trying to do good, then we're not going to make the changes that need to be made in time. It's really kind of a race against time right now. We know that we have less than 10 years to get off of fossil fuels, and we need to all start rowing in the same direction and understand our own personal impacts and our career impacts. And so I'm always trying to impress upon people the importance of that. But, there's so many different ways to find out what you can do. First of all, just coming and touring our office, joining a club. I listed in that video 4 different clubs that are really active on campus. There's the Bike Club. There's our Organic Learning Garden Club. They're called Club Grow. There's Eco Action and Plastic Free SMC. And they all are focusing on different things. They're hosting events, having a lot of fun. And it's really important that you guys get involved with the clubs or with student government. The studies show that when you get involved with a club or with some kind of affinity group on campus, that your outcomes are all better. Studies show that, you transfer to a better school, you get better grades. When you graduate, your pay is higher. And the reason is that you're not reinventing the wheel when you're in college. If you just expect to come to SMC or, transfer on to a 4-year institution, and you expect to kind of stay in your own little world, and you don't make friends, you don't find a tribe, then you're missing out, because when you find people that share common interests, you're sharing information, you're sharing what classes you should be taking, what's the best teacher to take those classes with, what internships might be out there, or scholarships you might not have heard of. And when students share all this information, it means you're not reinventing the wheel every day, and you're accelerating the information intake, and your outcomes are going to be better. So please get involved. You know, if sustainability is your jam, great, get involved with one of our clubs. But it might be astronomy, it might be something else. You know, I'm just encouraging you to get involved in some way, so that you have a group of other students that share similar interests. So, but you know, if you're interested in sustainability, we have, you know, associate's degrees in environmental studies and environmental science. And the difference between those is environmental science is just way more science. Like, you're going to be in a lab, most likely. You may be going on to teach biology or something like that. Environmental studies is more about how people think, and the sociological and psychological reasons for why people do things. And you may be working for a company or a nonprofit in marketing, or there's just so many different ways that you can enter through using that degree. But we also have certificates. We have 3 certificates that we've had for about 8 years, and it's in recycling. And Carla can talk to any of these because she's taken them all. But we have a certificate in recycling, a certificate in energy efficiency, and one in solar. And right now, we actually are not doing the solar and energy efficiency certificates until the spring semester. But recycling is happening this fall. And it's really only 4 classes you need to take, and they're only 8 weeks long. So a lot of students are actually able to complete their entire certificate in 1 semester. And then we help you get jobs in the industry. And these are, good paying jobs in the industry. Solar is just booming. Energy efficiency is growing. Recycling is growing, especially because of laws that we have passed here in California. That's really important to understand, that you're in a state that values environmental initiatives, and jobs are being created because of it, and they're good paying jobs. So all of those things are great. And those are 4 credit. We have non-credit certificates as well, and those classes are actually free. We just launched 3 new certificate courses, or certificate tracks. One is an organics aid. The other is a sustainability tech, which is more kind of like working maybe at a solar company. The environmental or the organics aid would be more someone who's interested in working, for a waste hauler, or, running a composting program, something like that. So those are 3 new certificate programs they're really new, about a year old. One of them is launching just this year, and they're free. So it's a really cool way to jump on those, learn a lot more about sustainability, and not cost you anything. I also wanted to mention that there's in the video, we briefly mentioned a student greening workshop. Those happen every spring and fall semester. They're free to students, and they're offered as extra credit by about 70 different faculty members. Now, they're 8 weeks long, so it is a commitment, and they're 90-minute sessions each week, but it covers energy, water, waste, chemicals, transportation, food, shopping. It just gives you a great broad spectrum understanding of all the different ways that you can reduce your personal footprint, and the career options that you have in each of those areas. It requires you to do 3 hours of community service in, working for some environmental nonprofit during the semester. But they do they do field trips, they do movies, they do guest speakers. It's a really interesting way to learn about sustainability and kind of just how it's all works together, because it's confusing. It's, you know, it touches every part of our lives, so it's really hard to really get it all down, and you will never get it all down. It's a moving target. You know, I always say it's kind of like sustainability is like peeling back an onion. Every time you pull a layer back, you realize, oh, there's another layer. There's a whole nother set of issues beneath that layer. And that's just the way it's going to be. And that's fine. We just need to keep peeling those layers back and getting better and better at what we do. I also wanted to make sure that you guys knew that we have jobs through the center. The current pay is going to be $15 an hour when we are able to hire students again. But almost all the students I hire have to be federal work study approved, which means you need to get financial aid in some form or another. So if you get the BOG waiver or something like that, that means you're getting financial aid, and you can then get a job on campus. And I hire, I don't have a big budget to hire student help. I can hire federal work study students. And so if you're interested in working for me, there are really kind of three categories of jobs. One is, student interns. You'll be doing research projects for me. When we're in session, we'll be, meeting at my office and doing research projects on campus. A lot of it will be on the computer. Some of it will be going into buildings and, monitoring water use in buildings or energy use, or doing, outreach to students taking the bus or the metro, something like that. So it's very kind of active work. Some of it's just on the computer. Some of it's graphic design work. But I try to use everyone's different skill sets. But we also have very dedicated jobs. So if you are into gardening, then you can join the group of garden managers. We have about 5 student garden managers that run a 20-plot organic learning garden. So would love for you guys to, contact me if you want to apply for one of those jobs. But also recycling. When we are on campus again, we have students who run around picking up recycling, sorting things. We have cardboard that goes in one section, bottle and cans that go to another. And so we have little electric carts that you get to drive around on, or bikes. We have a bike trailer you get to ride if you don't drive. And that's a real fun job. And so all of those pay about $15 an hour now with the new minimum wage. So those are all opportunities. You could also get involved with Carla as one of her ambassadors. What do you call them?
Commissioners.
Commissioners. Yes. Thank you.
All directors get a primary, and then also 3 others. So we'll have 4 positions available.
All right. So I'm going to take kind of a talking break, because I see we got about 26 comments and questions. So I'm going to, Carla, have you seen any questions that we can
I've been
answer?
answering, at the bottom. Yeah, I've been answering a few.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, of course, trying to keep up with them. I know that if you want to address some verbally, there were some questions about how to take the Green Living workshop, which I believe was the Sustainable Works, I think is what Wisteria was referring to. So I said that they could email you to receive the contact for Natalie, for Natalie's email. And then there was talk of beach cleanups, which I was interested in doing. I know we've done them in the past. It's just a little different this year with the pandemic, so I'm not sure what we're legally allowed to do since we're not on campus. But I can see if we can somehow meet up. Maybe we can meet up in just small groups or something.
Yeah, so we have Coastal Cleanup Day that is happening. Usually that's a day where we get about 500 students all to come out in one day on a Saturday, and we clean up our adopted beach that's down off of Pico. If you take Pico all the way to the beach, that's our kind of adopted area. And it is a really cool day. It usually happens this September, but obviously we can't be doing that. So we're going to try to organize people to go out in their own neighborhoods cleaning up, because really what we're doing is cleaning up trash that's on the beach. Well, where did that trash come from? It came from inland. It came from our neighborhoods that, once it starts raining, it gets flushed into our storm drains, taken right out into the ocean, and then the ocean spits it back up onto our beaches. So, we've got a lot of people who went to the beach for the summer and they left garbage on the beach, but that's not where it's all coming from. A lot of it comes from inland and gets washed out. So the more we can clean up our own neighborhoods, the more we prevent the trash from being spit out into the ocean in the first place. So we'll be organizing beach cleanups. You can either contact us, and I put my email in there in the chat again. It's Kawar, KAWAR _Ferris, like Ferris wheel, FERRIS at smc.edu. And that is, I can let you know, I can put you on a list if you want to know about our cleanup efforts in September. The whole month we'll probably be doing cleanups. So Maria asked, how do you earn the certificates? Maria, go to smc.edu, and I'll put this in smc.edu/STP, which stands for Sustainable Technology Program. And you'll see the 3 4-credit certificates plus a link to the 3 non-credit certificates, which again are free. The 4-credit ones are, they do cost the same amount as any other credit class costs. The solar and the recycling classes transfer to state campuses, but not UC. And the energy efficiency does not transfer to state yet. So we are still working on that. Let's see. So for now, all the clubs are going to be meeting by Zoom for the next semester. So that's a great, easy way to kind of get introduced to the clubs in a, low stress way, so that you can kind of get to know people, decide if you want to, join one of the clubs and be a part of them. The 4 different clubs, there's the bike club. They're all about fixing bikes and helping people, stay rolling. They organize bike rides. During May, they host Bike Month, which is just a whole month of fun events, from like ice cream rides to, repair clinics showing you how to fix a flat, how to, adjust squeaky brakes and things like that. Right now, we are fixing up about 60 bikes and giving them away free to students. So if you're interested in a bike, let me know. But we got these bikes donated. They were impounded bikes. So they've been left out in the rain and abused for a while, but we're fixing them up so that they're rideable. They look as good as possible. They're not going to look beautiful, like perfect. Some of them look actually really nice, but it'll be a free bike. So if anyone needs a bike, let me know. And if you want to help fix these bikes, that's the kind of thing that the bike club does, is, get these bikes riding again. Yeah, someone noticed our worms. So we have a worm composting bin that is 16 feet long, 6 feet deep, has 400,000 worms that eat through about 500 pounds of food scraps every week that come out of our cafeteria. It's pretty cool. and our students learn how to do that. You guys can do tours of that worm bin. It's a really unique way of dealing with our own, food waste on campus, turning it into something useful. And then our groundskeepers actually use all of those worm castings, all that nutritious soil, all over campus on our landscaping to let our plants grow nice and healthy. So it's a neat way of closing the loop. Which club is focused on composting? Yeah, well, Eco Action is great, but also Club Grow. We also have composting in the garden. Thank you, Carla. I see that. Let's see. I wish I could hear you guys. It would be so great. I really look forward to meeting you guys when we are able to come back on campus and really, have face-to-face meetings. And let's see, I'm looking through some of these. Okay, you're interested in a bike. So Louis, Gabriella, email me. My email is in there. I'm not going to be able to email you because I don't have your email addresses. So once you email me, I can put you on a list and try to match you up with a bike. So someone asks, what is the workshop that is extra credit? It's called the Student Greening Workshop through Sustainable Works. And Carla, could you put that in here? Do you see that question from Matthew?
Student Greening Workshop. Yeah, I'll find the link.
Yeah. It's and it's going to be, if you go to smc.edu/sustainability, in the nav on the left, there's a link to the workshop. And if you could put that in there, because it's a really great workshop. And it's actually a peer-to-peer program. So students from last semester get trained to come back and teach the current semester students. So there's about 25 students per workshop, and they're taught by about 2 students from the previous workshop. So it's a great way of gaining extra credit, and you get you really learn the material, you learn leadership skills. So about 30 students come back to teach about 300 students every semester. So it's a really big program, and we've been doing it for 17 years, I think. So it's a really cool program.
And it's really
and by the way, what's that, Carla?
It's really fun. After you take the course, you're invited to teach if you're interested. And so after taking it the first time, I've taught every semester since, and it's great. We go on field trips and learn a lot about what you can do, even if it's just small steps, because the small changes do add up.
Okay. And Carla, sorry, there was a Nicholas asked, where do I go to rewatch these? All of our videos are posted on our website as well. So it's smc.edu/sustainability. Go to the events link and you'll see Earth Week, Sustainability Week, Bike Week. And actually, I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna play one more video real quick. And I want you guys to see, what one of our, what Earth Week kind of looks like.
I laughed at all his words. I thought he was a bitter man. He spoke of women's ways. They trap you and they use you before you even know. For love is blind and you you're far too kind. Don't ever let it show. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, the can such a pretty show to steal your heart away. The backstage back on earth again. The dressing rooms are great. They come on strong, and it ain't too long, but I make you feel a man. The love is blind, and you soon will find you're just a boy again.
So what you guys are seeing there is all the events that we did for Earth Week, all in one place. We all the students, they run every one of those events. They have DIY workshops, film screenings, guest speakers, guest lecturers, panel discussions. It's really, really fun. And it's, you know, it's completely run by students. So when you get involved with these clubs, it gives you an opportunity to learn a lot of different things. How to project manage, how to manage a budget. You know, like these events are, you know, we're asking for about $3,000 or so from the associated students so that we can pay guest speakers, we can buy a movie, we can buy food, we can, you know, do all the things that we need. And it takes a lot of organizing skills and a lot of promoting skills. So you get a chance to really hone all of these really useful skills when you join a club and get involved. So, you know, it's worth getting involved in the clubs for many different reasons. I'm going to also play the Bike Month video. Really cool. It's super short and kind of fun. So that year we gave away about 100 helmets and locks to students, and that was here. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. There we go. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And so these are all the different kinds of things we do, you know, and you know it's really worth getting involved. In one way or another, whether it's, you know, taking classes, taking that extra credit workshop, you know, applying for a job, doing, you know, joining one of the clubs as a volunteer. You know, there's so many different ways to get involved. Also, just something I want to impress upon you guys. SMC is in the heart of a really congested area. If you can avoid driving yourself to campus, by all means do it. Driving sucks. And there's so many other ways that we offer to get to campus without using your car. It's fantastic. I mean, you know, the Big Blue Bus is free. Metro runs right down to 17th Street and is, you know, just a short walk to campus. If you do use Metro, get yourself a free tap, or it's a tap card from our bookstore for $1, and you'll be able to transfer to Metro for 50 cents. So that'll cut your costs down considerably. You know, we've got Bike Share here in Santa Monica. We've got, you know, did I mention Bikerwave? Maybe I didn't. Bikerwave is a nonprofit bike shop that the associated students pay so that students can take their bikes in there and get them fixed for free. So if you have a bike or you know, need to get a bike and you really are nervous about how to fix it, well, you got a place that you can get it done almost free. The stand time is free, but you have experts who are showing you how to fix your own bike. And the parts are really cheap because they've got a lot of used parts, like, you know, pretty much for every need. So they'll sell you like an old used part and get you back out on the road. And it's a great way to kind of learn how to, you know, take care of your own bike. What else? Am I missing anything, Carla? I want to see if there are any more comments that have come in. Any other questions?
I'm trying to respond to as many as I can. But no, I feel like you covered everything. I know that you talked about the classes, and someone had a question, I guess, about the energy and the solar classes, which are not going to be offered this semester, correct? So
yeah, unfortunately, the professor who was teaching those retired. So we are still looking for a professor to take over for those classes. So I also see that someone asked about the garden. You're interested in the garden, but during COVID, we're not allowing students onto campus. But the garden is still alive, and it's amazing. Thankfully, a bunch of faculty and staff have stepped up, about 7, and they are going in there. They're watering, they're planting, they're harvesting, dealing with pests. So they're keeping it alive. Honestly, it doesn't look as good as when the students are running the garden, but it's alive. Yeah. All right. It'll when you are back on campus, you won't have a dead garden to come to. We also have a small little garden plot out front of my office, and I'm going to give you the address to that. It's 1744 Pearl Street. And that is the inside is really cool, but the outside is interesting as well. It's, first of all native species, but it also has a little garden plot there where students, plant and can grow their own stuff. And it's nice because I get a great salad every day out of it, but it's also we call it a living lab. It's a place where students can experiment and try out new things and put into practice some of the things that they're learning in the classroom. So that's another way of thinking about our office, as a living lab. How much has changed due to COVID? A lot. Unfortunately, just no students. It's just so quiet on campus. It's sad. All right, so everyone who's interested in a bike, make sure you email me. And let's see. And we're not hiring garden managers, and we're not hiring recycling students this semester. Once the campus opens up, we'll look into hiring them. But I will be looking to hire student workers, interns. So, generally I like to hire them out of the clubs because I got to know them in the clubs. I learn what their skill sets are, what they're interested in. And then I can, kind of, test ride them while they're in the clubs. But, I understand that we're not able to meet. But so if you're interested in a job in an internship doing mostly research, let me know. And I just want to make sure we haven't missed anything. But it's, it really is a great group of people. We are so fortunate to have, really dedicated professors and students who are making things happen. Never underestimate how powerful you are as a student. It's harder for me to get things done as an employee than it is for you as a student. So when you get involved with clubs and with the student government, you can go in and ask the college to do things that would be impossible for me to do. So if you guys see that something needs to happen, get in there, get involved. You have a much bigger, more powerful voice when you join one of the clubs and push for change. So, and still, even though we have a reputation for being one of the most sustainable campuses, we still have a long way to go, and we need your help. So I look forward to meeting you guys. Take care. That's it for now. I'm going to have to end the session, but look forward to meeting you all. Take care. Okay, I think we're done.